Hi, I'm Johnny John. In this talk, I will be guiding you to see yourself from a higher perspective, and hopefully, this will inspire you to create greater happiness and wisdom in your life. To know the self is also to remember that one is the creator. As the creator of our lives, and even deeper, as the one creator that ever was and ever will be. For if we all turn back time infinitely, we will all eventually reach the one source, the one infinite mind from which all came to be. And if all came from one, what is not one? Thus, to know who we really are is to remember who we are, to realize, so that's who I am. That is self-realization, to realize that we are the one creator. But when we look around with our eyes, how come all we can see is separation? Why is it that we can feel small and powerless in this world? If it is true that we're the creator, why does it not feel like we are the creator? How did we came to forget who we are? To forget and remember oneself can be understood as the great journey of self-knowing for the creator. For if all is one, then how can one ever know more about itself? For if all is light, how can light know itself even more? It is only when the possibilities of darkness is explored that light can know itself even more. Thus the way for infinity to know itself even more is to explore the possibilities of finity, of manyness. Thus the great journey of self-knowing can be understood as a journey of exploring the infinite possibilities of what one is and what one is not. And as above, so below, you are currently the creator exploring itself through experiencing the illusion of what it is not. You are much like the thoughts that you create in the mind to explore yourself. You are no different than the creator's thoughts. You are no different than the creator. For is there a difference in the who between the thoughts and its thinker? For is there a difference in the who between the dream and the dreamer? Realize that all is one is all. You are the creator. You are creation within creation. The creator is developing self-knowing in this very moment. You are developing self-knowing in this very moment. One cannot turn off self-knowing, because every moment we are simply experiencing ourselves. Thus our journey of self-knowing is simple and complex. We have forgotten who we are, so we can explore even more about ourselves. We have forgotten oneness to experience the illusion of separation. The purpose of the journey will become clear when we begin to remember who we are again. It is then we will realize that all the experiences of separation we have had was for the purpose of knowing what oneness is even more. So to forget, then to remember, is how one can graduate into a state of higher self-knowing. And this journey of self-exploration is done lifetime after lifetime until you have explored all that you have desired to explore. Thus, there is inherently nothing wrong in whichever way you wish to explore yourself here in this world. One can continue to enjoy the illusion of separation for as long as one wishes. From this perspective, there really is not a wrong way to live and think, for all are valid ways of self-exploration. But remember that to complete the journey of self-knowing, one must eventually remember oneself. This is perhaps the most difficult part of the journey, to remember oneness within the illusion of separation. This can be difficult, because the illusion is working so well to persuade you to forget oneness and believe in separation. But after countless number of lives, one will eventually have explored and enjoyed the illusion enough for them to feel the desire deep within their hearts to remember themselves once again. For those who are aware of their heart's deeper desires will feel a pull towards a desire for oneness, for greater happiness and love, a desire to know themselves more, a desire to learn how their mind works, a desire to know more about the mysteries of their own existence, a desire to know their deeper desires, a desire to be the creator of their own lives. So, connect with your heart. The heart will always ask you to remember who you are, to remember your oneness, to remember that you are the creator. The heart is always waiting to be heard. It is always reminding us as to who we are. That is why unhappiness will always be experienced every time we reject ourselves or others, because the heart knows that there is really only one self, the Creator. But how does one remember who they really are? The act of remembering oneness is to start being oneness. The act of remembering that you are the Creator is to start being the creator of your life. The following analogy can perhaps help you to understand better. Imagine someone who has had a traumatic car crash now ends up in hospital. He has forgotten who he was. He has forgotten that he was one of the greatest guitar player that has ever lived. Now, how would this person ever remember who he was? Maybe he can surround himself with people who used to know him and listen to stories about how he used to be the greatest guitarist that has ever lived. Maybe that will help to bring some memories back, to listen to talks about who he really is. These talks can help to inspire him to search for the truth. But the journey of remembering will really only begin to pick up speed once he decides to reach for a guitar and begin to play it. This will be challenging at first, because he will be full of doubts as to if he really could play the guitar. But one day he may decide to overcome his doubts and try it anyways. And when he does, what he will realize that the more he begins to pluck the strings, the easier it will become. The more he plays the guitar, the more he will remember how to play. The more he tries to perform what he practiced, the more he will remember who he was. For all memories are not lost, but simply temporarily forgotten. Thus, for one to develop self-knowing, to remember who they are, one can begin to play, being the creator of their lives. One can begin practicing being oneness through practicing compassion or meditation. One can learn how to accept all there is. One can learn to forgive and love, for all is but yourself. And deeper still, to be the creator, one learns to release all things which are holding one back from being the creator. One learns to release their fears, anger, negativities, basically all suffering states of the mind. And this is done through transforming the beliefs which promote the illusion of separation within, which promote self-rejection. For such beliefs are the true cause for the suffering states of the mind. For what is more painful than to reject the truth of who you really are? You are the infinite oneness. Thus, at the end of the day, to remember that you are the creator is to practice being the creator. The more you practice self-acceptance, the more you will remember. The more you practice forgiveness and compassion, the more you will remember. The more you transform your negative beliefs and create greater happiness, the more you will remember that yes, you are the creator of your reality and life. So in summary, we are the creator that ever was, ever am, and ever will be. In every moment, we are developing ever more self-knowing of who we are, through exploring ourselves, through exploring creation within creation. I hope that this talk has allowed you to see yourself in a higher perspective, and whether or not you believe in what I say does not really matter. For the heart will always desire for oneness and happiness, and this is the truth which will always be experienced in every moment. That is why the practice of meditation will be so ever helpful for you to remember who you really are. For it is only when we look into ourselves that we will gradually realize, ah, yes, I am the creator.